Howdy, friends and floor heads. It's Monday night, not Thursday night. We originally were not going to have this episode until August 17th, but somehow, some way, five of us could not wait. So here we are, the day before the 4th, to play a little bit of Forbidden Lands. Let's quickly do a little recap. We are in the Stoneloom mines. We've been here for a day or two now. Poor Osric had his gut opened up, but we've healed that up a little bit. Aldrich, you've got some bruised ribs, all purple. Like it's just the entire side of your body is just that dark purple from those bruised ribs. But they should be not really affecting you that much by tomorrow. I do want to just take a quick inventory, though. Overall, is that the only thing that we're dealing with as far as critical injuries? Is everybody full health, full stats, and everything?
I'm fine. I mean, my bow's a little
Bow's
wobbly,
fixed.
but it's
Yeah.
functional.
I'm still carrying scepter damage.
Okay, scepter damage. Osric, you're
There will
100%.
always be scepter damage.
As far as my stats, yes. My armor has seen better days.
Got it. And Aldrich, you got the bruised ribs. You're missing an arm. Anything else?
Besides those minor details, I've also got hit of the scepter damage. Other than that, he's not doing too bad.
So it's early evening. Not that you can really tell down here, because the only thing that you can really see is just the orange and yellows coming off of the torch. Last we saw you fought off this 6-foot girthed maggot worm that dug its way and crashed into your encampment that you were trying to make here in the Stoneloom mines, hundreds of yards below Earth. You survived that, barely. Then did a little bit more exploring. You found similar caverns, but also what appeared to be, as far as this part, of a dead end. So you decided to track back. There was one little part near the worm that you didn't explore. So climbing back over that carcass, you went into what is obviously not a finished part of the mines. And what is clear is it's not natural. What's not clear is this unfinished. The dwarves didn't get a chance. Were the dwarves mining and abandoned it? Or did something else dig this out? But these caverns didn't happen naturally. And as Vasilla, you took everybody through these caverns. You came to what can only be described as a shaft with a ledge going all the way around it. The distance from where you are to the other side of the shaft is only about 5 or 6 foot. The ledge itself is about, I would say, a foot and a half. So you could, with your back up against it, right, shimmy around it. There's a distinct breeze coming from above. So the idea that maybe this is ventilation of some sort makes a lot of sense. It doesn't explain the fact that it continues down below you. And as you put the torch up and laid the torch down, though you could see the entire circumference of this shaft, you couldn't really see any sense of bottom or top. Behind you, you have Sten, you have Aldrich, and you have Osric. And where we left off was you taking in the sounds, the whistling of the air, and then a clicking. And the echoing of that clicking is making it real hard, Vasilla, to really get a sense of where is it coming from above, and you kind of audio locate it, and you're like, yeah, it's coming from above, and then you get a distinct coming from below as well. Both are getting louder.
Can we see anything moving in this area?
You guys from where you are can't even really see up the shaft.
Okay.
Where Vasilla is, maybe two of you could get like shoulder to shoulder there. But right now I have just Vasilla right, maybe 3 foot from the edge of the shaft, a safe distance from it. And Vasilla, where you are, you can't see any indication of the sounds other than it's coming from above and below and getting louder.
All right, I'm going to back off. Look at Sten. Do you know what that is? That sound? And I'm going to start loading up my sling.
Sounds like somebody calling for his horse.
I would like to know who has the best survival skill. Survival. I would guess
Probably Sten. I have 3 survival and 4 wits, so
Oof.
7 dice.
Let's do it.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, it's a natural clicking, not like a mechanical clicking.
We're about to find out.
I don't have anything that'll modify this, so just rolling away.
Good job.
You say that. Well, I'm gonna push it.
Yes, it catches your interest, right? So you kind of lean in a little bit.
Mhm.
And here's what you can tell.
Mhm.
This isn't mechanical.
Mhm.
It's not the wind. And the only thing you can associate it with is like the nights that you were by yourself hunting. Close enough that the mist was at its edges. You had a fire going and you could hear the night talk. You could hear the frogs and you could hear the crickets. And the sense you get is this is the sounds like insects,
Mhm.
but it's not right. Something's
Right.
off. Something's
Right.
wrong.
Well, it's from a living thing, whatever it is. Might be some kind of beetle. I don't know, but it's big. I don't know.
Well, let's not play with any new creatures down here that we don't need to.
Right.
So I don't know anything about mining, but like the fact that that goes down probably means there's something down, right?
Yeah.
It's getting
And
louder. I need to know what we're doing.
I intend to back away, like back.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw Vasily get her sling going, I probably knocked an arrow and sort of aimed in the direction of that opening, not pulling back a bow yet.
So arrow knocked, sling is loaded. Osric,
I'm gonna draw my shield and just my shield for now.
keeping the trident to your back.
Mhm.
Aldrich,
Still got the axe, kind of using it as a walking stick, so firmly in hand, just kind of.
Vasily, as you're backing away, as you kind of taking the torch instead of being in front of you towards the shaft, you're kind of turning towards the party, right? And as the only light source in this cavern turns much closer to your face, darkness extending where there used to be light. Just as you turn, just out of the corner of your eye, there's an unquestionable something has quickly moved from above to below. And it was a flash, something almost reflected the light up against the wall.
Inside the shaft where we already are.
Inside the shaft. So it went across from where you are, went from above to below against that far wall. And you can't tell if something fell or what, but the clicking noise went with it, but didn't stop from above or below. So whatever it was, whatever fell or whatever moved, clicked.
Is the clicking like continuous, Craig, or is it like a little burst and then it stops?
It's almost conversational.
Oh, that's great.
I'm going to like it was right over there. It was right over there. And I'll point with my
Torch.
I don't want to like make shadows more than I need to, so I'm going to try to keep the torch steady and point with my hand as much as possible.
And the movement was on the other side of essentially this giant circle. Is that
right?
So not like right in front of us at the opening. Oh no. Not a 3.
Shipman.
We're backing away.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm
I don't want
trying
to. I
to
don't want to go
push
towards
you.
where they are.
Yeah.
So, Vasily, as you back away, there's just enough light, just at the edge of the shaft.
We got plenty of torches. Let's leave one there.
Want to quickly light a second torch?
That's
And
my
drop.
vote.
Yeah, I'll stop swinging my sling and drop the stone, and just grab another torch. And well, I don't have torches, so I will hold up the torch to whoever has torches.
I will be happy to roll a torch die, or
I
someone
got
already
it. Sorry.
has.
So you put that torch to the one that Vasila's holding. Vasily, you throw down the one in front of you on the floor of this cavern in front of you. You grab the second one. As you're backing away, you see two bodies. One from below, one from above. And it's hard to piece together. It's large, at least, as best as you can tell, 6 or 7 feet long. It has a shine to it, kind of like a roach. It's segmented, insected, and the glare off of the shine of its back is broken when it turns its head. The two of them continue. One's coming from above, one's coming from below. They're kind of meeting up against that wall. Their two heads turn, and the heads on these things they look almost, if anything, like ant-like. And you see the antenna going, and the orange and yellows coming off of your torch are reflecting. They're just there. They've stopped and they've turned, and they're now looking straight at you.
Mm.
A third head pops up. It's on this side of the shaft. There's now 3. Clicking is louder. You're now coming back to you're moving back towards the corpse.
Mm-hmm.
Let's let the others get behind me. I'm not gonna. Does that make sense? Like I'll stall as they back up, so that Basila's no longer between me and them.
So you're going to stand and let everybody pass by you, Ostrich? What does that mean torch-wise? Where's the torch then?
I can take the torch. How's that sound?
All right,
Ostrich with the shield, you have the torch. The two that are up against the wall, the one that came from above and below, are now. You see them going out of your sight now. So they've gone to the left and to the right, beyond what you can see in the cavern. A fourth head comes down at the top of the cavern.
Jeez.
They all seem very focused on the torch.
Good.
Can we throw that down the shaft? Maybe they'll chase it.
And we've left one, excuse me, at the sort of entranceway.
And that's the torch that they're focused on. So you can see all the heads, and you see that the scurrying that's happening seems to be centered on the torch that Vasila threw at the base of the shaft on the ledge.
Do I have to go back up to throw that one, or should I just throw this one?
Let's back up and let them have it.
Yeah.
So you begin to back up. I now have you with your backs to the dead worm.
All right, and there's no clicking behind us, right? It's all in front of us down the shaft still.
It's all in front of you, but it's going to. You can't just walk backwards anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because we've literally run out of places to walk.
Oh boy.
Remind me, this is not like up a set of stairs. This whole thing is up a set of stairs, but like there wasn't stairs to that space.
No. There's stairs on the other side now heading down past
Right.
You don't see what does this, but something causes the torch to fly off the edge, hit the far side of the shaft, and fall down. Now it's darkness. Now you can't see the shaft. You now are farther down the hallway. all you can see is the cavern, and you just saw something knock, grab, pull, or whatever. The torch you went.
Huh.
Don't like it.
Wait,
Don't like
wait,
it.
and listen to see what happens to the clicking. I think.
It's getting louder.
All right, can we wrap your arrow in some flaming and see if you can?
We can try.
Doesn't this sound like fun?
We can't get rid of our fire, and they sure seem interested in it. Can I? So the clicking is like bone on bone, like is like they're chitting, like
It's coming. You can tell that it's not just the scraping and the walking. It's coming from the heads, right? It's some sort
Right.
of communication that's happening here. That's why I said like a conversational.
right.
Um,
Great.
You guys have your macro bar
Smart
at the
bugs.
bottom,
Mm-hmm.
so let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh god.
Okay. You have to initiate combat first, sir.
I know.
Oh no.
You don't have to.
Oh no. Oh no.
Right.
You just weren't running away fast enough. Just not good at running away. Like
Maybe
just give me a
they're
little more,
friendly
we'll run
ant
away in a second.
people.
Yes, of course they
All
are.
right. You should be able to select your own token and draw off of the deck.
See if I can
And
do this
people got
correctly this
no
time.
Oh, my
Select
goodness.
my own token. Draw off deck. Draw one card.
There's a lot of
I did it.
Were those shuffled?
All right, so we've got a 7, an 8, a 9, and a 2. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna end up using every card. There's 10 of us.
And whose fault is that, Craig?
That
Oh
is
my
the
gosh.
3 plus 3 that I rolled.
Oh, that's a lot of bugling things.
All right, let us begin. So these things are now, you can hear the walls, the scraping. They are coming from the ceiling, from the walls, from the floor. You haven't reached you quite yet. Almost within a shine of the light. You can see a little bit of a reflective on there. We have got an insectoid, and then one of you, 4 insectoids, 3 of you, then an insectoid.
I think that
I need
Sten
to know
should
if we're
have
going to
first of ours, because in my head, like as soon as they pop into the light, Sten's plugging one with an arrow.
I mean, sure, if you want.
I mean, I have no super valuable actions that I feel I should go first.
All right. So I'm going to put Sten at 2,
Okay.
put Vassy at 7. Okay. Between
I'll go at 9.
You'll stay at 9. Aldrich,
Just
you'll stay at
say-
8.
I think all that seems reasonable at that point.
Okay. First one is going to get engaged with Sten. No, and get engaged, I'm sorry, with Osric. So it is Sten's.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start by shooting that one.
Did it,
Shoot that
Craig?
one.
Did it like charge aggressively, or
It
is it
did.
just like okay?
All right. Well, all right. So we got that. We got sharpshooter.
And,
There's no singing going
Jim
on.
and Dave. Do you remember a druid a long time ago at a
Oh,
table
no.
far, far away?
Don't say that.
I do.
They encountered these in their home game.
Oh
Oh,
no.
goody.
Hey, we only lost one limb in that
God,
one
you
too,
roll so
right?
many dice.
I mean, I have one job on this ship.
Oh, that's so amazing. All right, give me your
Quick.
your arrow roll.
Yep.
So the first arrow comes in, but the one next to Aldrich. By the time you let the arrow go, while the arrow's in air, it has come upright. And it's got 4 legs that are on the ground. It's got this roach-like body, this ant-like head, and these 2 large mandible clawed things that are going to attack getting ready to attack Osric.
Mhm. How much damage does it look like that arrow did?
So I'm sorry. I guess that matters, right? So the arrow comes. You see it hit into the chitin on the side of this thing, and it
Right.
definitely reacts. And all you just see is its mouth just open up to go for.
All right.
For
Well, I'm a fast shooter, so I'm gonna shoot it again.
Maybe you should.
I think I should.
Definitely should.
So thump. The first arrow goes into
And
its
there's
side.
a bunch. It didn't look like the chitin was providing armor in a game sense, right?
Oh, I forgot. Let's see. Does it have armor? I'm too nice to you guys.
Nice implies that there was volition in your forgetting.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's got an armor rating of 4.
Okay.
Whoa.
But it breaks its armor with those ones, right? Because of bane.
No, because it blocked something, right?
Sure.
It has to not
Right.
block anything.
Thanks for the
Although it's
reminder.
Natural too. So, it
So
probably
the
doesn't do any
armor
of those things.
did affect, but you did hurt it, right? So it penetrated the armor.
All right. Well, in that case, I will spend a willpower on this shot to pierce or find a weakness in its armor, because path of the arrow. All right. Well, so same net result.
All right.
2 damage.
Yikes.
Oops, what am I doing here? Hold on. So this causes it to move to the side. It's got 2 arrows right through its carapace, right on top of each of the other. The claws that were the kind of the little mandible hands that were coming up, one of them comes down and you see it just break the wood of those arrows. The next 4 are now going to be engaged with Ostrich.
Is the tunnel wide enough for them all to get there?
It is. They're all there. So he's got them above him.
Fantastic.
He's got them on either side of him. Luckily, he's taking up the hall and he's blocking the 5 of these from getting past him.
I don't feel very lucky, Craig.
I don't like it.
It's like we need to learn how to flee. Has anybody
We
read that
tried.
rule?
There was a giant worm corpse in the way.
That was a problem.
It
All
is
right,
a
so then
problem.
I'm going to I am going to let out a shout, as in you have become accustomed to, and I'm going to spend 2 willpower on it.
Is that going to be give a +2 or a -2?
They are monsters. I cannot give them a -2. Well,
Insectoids are not monsters.
No, then I am. So in my head, what I would like to do before I try to play with the rules is I think what I'm going to try to do is like confuse them and overwhelm their clicking, and clearly they're going by sound. So I think using
You start
the acoustics of
beatboxing at them?
If only you had your loot. I feel like this is a very bad time to play your
right.
your
So you identify that
flute stuff.
sound is obviously part of their communication with each other. So what do you do?
So I'm going to instead of firing my sling, I'm going to pull up this little. I want to imagine I've made myself a little megaphone just to piss the shit out of Sten, and I'm going to pull that up, and I'm going to like yell and like slam on the side of it, like I was like New Year's Day when people like slam like pans and shit together. I'm going to do that.
Fassi has invented the vuvuzela.
The echoing fills this cavern and it drowns out this clicking, and you see a reaction from each of these bugs that are visible, and they don't stop, but they're stalled, and you can see kind of their heads kind of tweaking as they're trying to take in all of the sound. All of you, the sound is overwhelming, but you don't rely on hearing in order to swing swords and to shoot arrows. So you might be in a bit of a different position. So Vassi is making a huge noise. You still have a fast action, correct?
Yeah, I'm going to continue to hold on in case I need to dodge. Or
Okay. Takes me to Aldrich.
All right. Well, Aldrich has spells and a bunch of willpower, so we're gonna
No.
and difficulty swinging things right now, so we're gonna go with that. So what Aldrich
So
does is
scared.
he kind of he lets the axe fall and kind of reaches into one of his pouches to pull out one of his prepared symbols, and I'm going to cast Horrify on one of these insectoids.
Can we read what the spell does?
Yes, I will bring that up right here.
So this is Horrify, rank 1, short distance duration, immediate ingredient. The symbol awakens a deep fear in the victim who suffers damage to wits equal to the power level. No effect on monsters.
Yes. So we're gonna do that. I am gonna safe cast it because I can
So
do
for
that.
a rank 1,
Yep. But I have an ingredient, so that'll put me at power level 2. And
the ingredient is the rune.
yep, and I'm gonna spend 2 willpower on it.
So
All right.
you said more than the because it drops by 1 for safe casting because that's your level, and 1
Oh.
for the rune. I'm with
I
you.
messed that up. All right.
So you're going to end up rolling 2 dice, but it's power level 4. Am I hearing that correctly?
That is correct.
Okay.
Roll it. There we go. Ooh, power level 5. And we're gonna go with like one of the ones that hasn't been shot.
One that has not been shot. Okay. I need to know. How this disables this thing.
So I'm imagining. So for Aldrich's purposes and for everyone else's purposes, he just kind of pulls out this sheet of paper with this like drawn, fairly horrifying looking rune with all kinds of like sharp edges and twisting symbols. And
Giant ant head.
as he holds it,
Anteater.
it kind of lights up and twists. And I'm imagining, there's really no effect to anyone on the outside. Maybe Aldrich's probably saying some words. I'm imagining the insectoid hears something like akin to maybe like a frog, a giant frog's croak, some kind of predator sound, and almost causes the thing to just like spaz out. And
So this thing is on the ceiling. The one that you targeted is on the ceiling because the next one closest to Aldrich, right? And you see its head just kind of crunch back into its carapace a bit, like it's pulling back, and it skitters off to the ceiling, and you can hear it hit another one of these things that's not visible, and then you hear the body of that thing fall as this thing skitters beyond what you can see, effectively out of the combat.
Nice.
Awesome.
I can't not see that as like a crayon drawing of like an ogre in Shrek, like beware ogre, like that.
I mean, I've only got the tools I have, so I mean, I have a
I'm
quill.
not even
But
left-handed. I never learned to write this way.
exactly.
Oscar.
Oh my gosh, there are so many of them.
You can make less of them.
Also, on my turn, I would have moved up to just behind Osric.
Got it.
I really can't.
You've got 4 of these visible.
Four of them are. Is it 4 or 5 of them engaged with me?
So right now, 4 of them are engaged with you. The 5th one that was on the ceiling has been horrified and is skittered away, but you heard a body of a 6th drop out of your like what's visible. So you know that you there's 5. You can see 4 of them.
Great.
One
Great.
has the arrows that Sten put into it. That's the one that's standing upright facing you.
This is a terrible idea.
And on its legs, Osric, it's a good half, maybe even foot taller than you. So it's towering over you. And its segmented body in front of you when you can see the shine of its carapace.
Do not like Craig. I'm going to shield slam one of them to the ground.
Oh, somebody in chat doesn't like you guys. Hold on a second. I need to find out something.
What did we do?
That would explain it because they don't have wits, and he says, aren't they immune to wits damage? And that would make sense.
Oh no!
So hold on.
They're not monsters, but they're
Please
also
stop
immune to wits
helping.
Give me just a second.
At least I know that now.
I'm not gonna change what we did. It's just we won't be able to do it again. So hold on one second. That makes sense because they have no wits.
Dang it.
That's unfortunate. You're gonna have to set them all on fire. Is what's gonna have to happen.
I didn't want to do that.
Don't lie. You did.
I didn't want to do that while you were engaged with all of them.
Fireball.
Oh, so many.
Sorry, I'm doing this as fast as I can here. All right.
Oh, it would have been such a good idea to bring that extra sword, Craig.
And an extra bow.
He offered.
And
He did.
And the
He
next
did,
attack.
and I was like, no, I don't
As
think
they
so.
lack wits and empathy, however, they are immune to spells that damage these attributes as well as to manipulation skill. All right.
Bah.
So
may,
that turns out to be a one-trick pony for you.
may I propose instead of the one running away, which is completely legal, because he did a loud croaking sound, why don't we add another -2 dice to their. Basically, what I did with his 2 willpower, do it again because of the loud croak.
No, I'm going to go with this.
Cool.
We effed up on the one. We'll accomplish it. We can't use wits and empathy.
That
again.
one had the one wits for the whole crew.
That's right. It was the smartest. It was the smartest of the 6.
It's like the
intellectoids.
connecting hive brain.
That's right.
It was the queen.
Ostrich.
All right, I'm shoving one to the ground. And that's all
Which
I got.
are you shoving? You have 4 options. You have one that's
Uh-huh.
been shot, plus 3 others.
And the one that's been shot is the one that went first, but they can move. They can shuffle around anyway, right?
Yes. No, I appreciate it. And trust me, Sidewinder, I love it when people help us on the rules. Everybody wants to play by the rules. So please don't feel bad.
We're gonna
Don't
shove
feel
the one
bad.
that-
Until
No,
this
it's the
is
right
a
thing to do.
TPK, you're fine.
It's totally your fault. I'm gonna shove the one that has been shot.
The
to
one that's got the
ground.
arrows in its side.
That's the plan.
All right, let's give it a shove.
We're gonna give it a shove. And if I remember right, I think unless it's stronger than me at 5.
Let's take a look. It has.
Dun, 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 dun.
It is stronger than you at 5.
Oof, terrifying.
Oh,
This will be fine.
I don't like
So
it.
what happens when it's stronger?
I think it might need another success. Hold on, let me find it again. You know, I only shoved like last week, right?
Last
For
game
some
set.
people watching, you shoved like 20 minutes ago.
Exactly. Let's see. Here, shove.
No, let's level up. We do this in the chat all the time. The chat reminds us of rules all the time. Don't
For sure.
feel bad.
For sure.
Except for you, Sidewinder. Just you.
Come on, so many words. Shove. Roll melee, hook, reach or shield. If opponent has a higher strength, 2 successes are required to succeed. Otherwise,
What you
one is
got?
enough.
Mhm.
If the attack is successful, your opponent falls to the ground and is prone,
All right, got it.
unless they have steady feet.
They do not.
Any additional successes have no effect. They can dodge to avoid it, and if they have a shield, they can parry it.
All right, so my man is prone. Got it.
And I'm gonna hold my fast action because I'm scared.
All right. One coming up to the left looks at you, Osric, and you might be the tastiest grub this thing has seen in the Stoneloom mines in a long time. So it's going to see what you
Looks at you
taste
and
like.
says, "Why did you hurt us?"
Not a big fan of lizard men.
If I can parry, I'm gonna parry.
Remember,
Okay.
it's rolling 2 less dice, Craig.
Correct. Damn it.
Jesus. Oh, okay.
That says monster attack, Craig. Are you sure they're not monster?
Yeah. I'm positive they're not monsters.
Okay.
Oh no! Why won't it let me do the -2? How do I?
You keep rolling so well.
How do I do a -2 in this system? All right, let's do it this way. We're going to roll 5 dice. Okay. So no successes, 1 bane. You go ahead and do your parry.
Sorry, I am a defender. Is it a stab?
It is, let me
A
tell you, hold on one
slash.
second.
It's type slash.
It is type slash. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, that was terrible.
Okay. So this thing goes for the bite. You pull back enough. Don't really parry it off, but the claws just, the mandibles on the thing's just right here. And the spittle that comes off the things as the mandibles close right at your cheek, you can smell the poison.
Oh, jeez.
Go to the top of the order. The one that is standing above you So now I'm going to take a bite out of you. And that will be at a -2. There's got to be a way for me to do. You know what I can do? I can do this, I bet. Let me do it just off of its strength.
I'm gonna parry.
Okay.
Still not a stab, and I still have defender.
But it didn't. I'm really annoyed. So it didn't take away the dice. It just put a -2 to the roll. All right.
Hmm.
I'm frustrated right now. I apologize, guys.
Oh, good.
Oh, it rolled negative dice.
Yeah, that's.
So rolled.
Oh,
two,
it would
he
have
rolled,
been negative dice. No, it would not have been negative dice.
He rolled 5 dice and got 2 6s. So I think it is representing a success as negative.
All right. So it has strength 3, so it should have rolled 3 dice. Okay. What is happening right now?
Because its full attack was 7, it looked like, from the little card that popped up. So it wants to roll 5 dice. I think it rolled 5 dice.
Yeah, but see, its strength has been hurt. Its strength's down to 3.
I see.
So it's literally
different one.
taking a -2 here. So I am just going to roll 1 die. Okay. And you successfully parried. Do we want to change order?
I'm still after
The
all
first one or the last one? But this was the first one of the second.
This was
set.
the first. Now we're back to you.
I
as a
think
team.
that the
Move Vassy to the end.
it doesn't matter because the way we're grouped.
Oh, that's right. And you did the shout against them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we good with the order then?
I think so, unless Aldrich wants to go first for some reason.
Sten?
I'm good. So the one that has been knocked down, is it any easier or harder to shoot because it's prone?
Oh, I feel like that is the point. I just don't know.
Yes, I think it.
I don't know if melee attacks make it different than ranged attacks.
So yeah, I believe there's a negative to prone.
While you're prone, standing enemies get a +2 to all close combat attacks against you.
And that's about it.
That's
So nothing
not
for
gonna
ranged.
help. It's not going to affect me. So I think I'm going to start working on the next one in line.
Not the one you've hit twice.
Not the one I've hit, because hopefully somebody with a melee attack can finish it off with those +2.
Got it.
So longbow, sharpshooter, 1d8. You making those noises? And I guess I'll spend a willpower to get rid of the armor.
And these things, this is now as much as 7 foot tall insectoid things can swarm. There's constant movement, right? They're hanging from the ceilings, pulling off from the walls. They're all focused on you, Osric.
I'm not even so much shooting at one in particular. I'm just kind of shooting into the mass.
Yeah. You're shooting to not hit Osric.
Right,
Because
exactly.
if you don't hit Osric, you hit one of these things.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna go so badly.
All right, so that's 2 hits.
Okay, no push.
Let me see. What is that Bane on?
That Bane is on the longbow.
No.
Okay.
But
The
I
other
will
one
take
is
a second
success,
shot.
so you can't break the bow.
Let's see. And you've gotten.
It's just 2 damage.
Yeah. All right.
And one more here. Oh no, I ignored the armor on that one.
Oh, you did. You spent the willpower?
Yep.
Okay,
I'm doing
great.
it on this one. as
So
well.
again, arrow into the into the chitin. One of the ones kind of coming off of the wall itself.
And then
Do you have a
shot for
second?
the round.
All
I
right,
do.
Same target.
Yep. Same. Spending what turns out to be my last willpower.
Last willpower. Okay.
Yeah.
So no armor
So-
there. We do 3 damage.
Mm-hmm. And that's another Bane on the longbow, so I'm not going to push it.
Okay.
And I owe you a couple arrow rolls.
Yep. 2 arrow rolls. It is apparent
Mm-hmm.
that your arrows are hurting these things, but they are not taking it down. But you're able to find spots between its natural armor. You're able to get the
Mm-hmm.
arrows in there, but these things are strong.
Yeah, I
Deceptively,
see that.
even though their arms and their bodies seem like ant-like, wasp-like fragile, these
Mhm.
things are taking your arrows better than a lot of things that you've met up against.
Yeah, I know. I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, I good. That's exactly what I was going for. All right. Before I do, this is going to be at a -2. Before I roll any dice and mess it all up, Osric, are you going to react? Do you have any fast actions left? You have a free
yes.
one, right?
I took my free one.
Yep.
And now I'm going to take a fast action, and then after I take that fast action, I will immediately spend a willpower using Path of the Shield rank 2, so that the parry that I'm about to take does not count against my actions for the round.
So you still will have a fast and a slow action.
So I will still have a fast and a slow action after my parry.
Excellent.
What a hero.
Yeah, this one is not going to be able to roll dice because of Vasilla. So you see this thing, it opens up its maw to try to get to you, and the clanging and the noise that's coming from Vasilla, you just see it not able to even lunge in. So you see it start its attack, and it's just its head is moving like this, and that's going to take its turn. It only has 2 strength left, so -2 means no dice. Next one is coming in. You now have just a fast and a slow action, Osric.
I'm gonna parry again, and I'm gonna spend another willpower.
Okay, and that means it's, remind me.
It means that it doesn't take up my action.
Oh, that's right. You get to spend how much willpower do you have left? Holy shit.
Not enough.
Okay. All right, so this is going to take a roll.
I have
so
one
I'm going
more
to go
after this.
All right, I'm going to roll the 5 dice because that's at the -2. We have 0 successes. You still have to do your parry. You don't need to roll it. There's no point in rolling it.
Yeah.
But you've got another one. And these are just these things are just coming from you in all directions. And that spittle burns a little bit as any kind of like of the drippings coming from the maws on this thing. One more before Vasilla gets to go.
All right, I'm gonna spend my last willpower to make this also free, and I'll
Okay.
parry.
Also 5 dice.
Best use of parry ever.
Kids are whiffing. So we have had now 4 of these things attack at you, Osric. We understood the one is just it literally got short-circuited, right, by all the noise being created by Vasilla. What's happening with these other 3? How are you just now being swarmed upon by these 7-foot insectoids coming from above, from the left, to the right, from below? Well, I'm trying to get a sense of what the hell's going on right now.
I think even though like I haven't had to roll these parry dice, in my mind he's basically just swing the shield back and forth to kind of keep them sort of at bay, so that they can't gain purchase to gain the just they can't get close enough. They can't get a spot where they can. He's not making himself targetable as much as possible.
So it's almost less skill, just a frantic, overwhelmed, just the shield going up, and these things are just trying to get into striking range, but either the shield is there when they go, or you're knocking ahead as it comes and swings in the other direction.
Yeah.
Vasilla.
I'm just gonna keep beating on my my impromptu noisemaker. So I'm gonna say I'm getting more tired. I'm only gonna use 1 willpower as my frantic smashing things into each other to make loud noises and yelling and slowing down.
So we're starting a little hoarse.
Yeah.
Still making the noise, still having an effect is going to put everybody as -1. Aldrich, what tricks do we have up our sleeve?
Well, kind of rolling back our plan.
Notice I didn't say sleeves.
He has 2
Nice.
sleeves.
Nice.
Rolling back my plan, since Aldrich has gained a little insight that most of them don't have the mental fortitude to appreciate his amazing spellcraft,
How scary you can be.
and not wanting to light Osric on fire, we're just gonna march over and try to chop down that one that got knocked down. So we're gonna go with that plan instead.
All right, so that's going to put you at a +2.
Yep, but I'm -2 because of my ribs, so that's just gonna kind of balance out.
But put the +2 in because I think
Yeah,
Foundry's
yeah.
going to automatically do the -2.
Yep. Modifier. Oh, I'll just have to modify it to 0 total. There we are. Or not. That's rough.
Those Banes are on one on the axe, one on your strength.
Uh-huh. No, it's scary. We're going for it.
Oh no!
I think you strained something.
That'll learn Aldrich not to try to swing
So
an
this-
axe with
Will
broken
it,
ribs.
though?
Osric, and this is happening like literally moments later, right? This is all happening like almost simultaneously. Osric, as he's swinging this thing around, shoves one of the ones to the ground and almost comes to your feet as you came up, Aldrich, and it's on its back, and it's like this. You grab the axe, lift it up above your head, and I need to know what the hell happens. How do we damage the blade, the axe, and how do you take 3 damage in strength?
I mean, I think he just kind of, as you said, lifts it up over his head, and just the immediate pain in the ribs, and he just kind of buckles and drops, and the axe just hits the ground where he wanted an insect head to be, and he's just kind of buckled over, just like, oh,
Yeah, he popped some stitches.
Adrenaline could only do so much, Aldrich. The reality of your rib situation. Osric, now just to your back left as you're swinging this shield around is Aldrich on his knees.
Killing me, guys. I would like to spend my fast action to drop my shield and draw the trident. Does that sound okay?
I think that's 2 fast actions, is it not? Or is it drop? Drop's free. Grab the trident.
Wait, that's the plan. And then I'm gonna
So you've got the prone one. You've got
stab at
2
the
injured
prone one
ones.
before he gets up.
I
That's my
appreciate that.
plan.
The prone one, you're at a +2.
So I will figure out how to do that. And is it just 2 or +2? 2.
I think it adds 2 dice.
And that'll be 8, 9. It should be 11 all day. Oh, I wish I remembered.
Shield
I've already
drops.
added an extra damage, so it looks like it's
Trident
doing it.
up. It does 2 base damage. Plus some additional damage because you got a second success.
Yeah, but I didn't have a willpower to ignore his armor.
I'm waiting to see if we're pushing.
Yeah. Oh, it's a bad choice. Bad choices.
Jesus Christmas.
Mm. Well, we had a good run.
If only they took wits damage.
Woof.
Come on.
A total of 2 damage.
They would roll 2 dice because to all rolls.
Correct.
Oh,
Ooh.
really? It's to armor rolls too?
Sure, it's to all rolls or all action rolls?
The sentence is their rolls are modified by -1 for every willpower you spend.
Cool.
Wow.
Wow.
Fancy.
All right. So still
Does not
takes
matter.
2.
For less.
Fancy.
All right. The prone one stands up, not happy with you at all, Osric. What is your action situation and your willpower situation?
Oh, well, now I have 3 willpower, but I don't have any actions left.
Okay. Are we going to use willpower to parry the insect threat
cannot.
after it gets to its legs?
I cannot do that. I can only do that when I parry. I can spend immediately to make that parry not count.
So you're out of actions.
So I'm out of
Yep.
action.
You have to have an action in reserve in order
I
for that to
believe
work.
so.
That makes a
Sounds
ton
right.
of
I have to
sense.
take a
Yeah.
parry and then I spend it so that it doesn't count.
It's still at a -2, so it's going to roll 3 dice.
Only -1. I'm sorry, because I
Okay.
banged less hard because I
4
didn't
dice.
expect all of my companions to
Yep,
fail.
you're right. Okay, 2 successes.
I do have armor.
Let's roll it.
Armor. Roll. Fucking 1.
Okay, so you're just going to take 2 damage to your strength.
Just 2?
Just 2.
That breaks me.
So we have a couple things that need to happen here. One, I'm
Oh
going
my
to
gosh.
yeah. One thing that needs to happen is I'm going to need a endurance roll from you, but first let's figure out the potency of the poison.
No.
Let me just double check to make sure I've got it right. Yeah, potency
Ugh,
7. So the
but-
potency is
That's a lot of dice.
0. So you're fine. No endurance roll needed. So the poison has no effect on you, but you are broken. So let's do a quick critical injury.
Not my marksmanship.
And scouting.
Oh, you're gonna look so cool.
All right. So this is going to give you, I'm trying to remember where the critical injury slashed eye. So 6 days. So if you don't mind counting 6 days on the calendar, opening the calendar and mark it for the healing on the slashed eye. This is going to give you -2 to marksmanship and scouting. And that's it. So this thing comes
Calendar.
at the eye and just
No, that's not it.
a gash from the center of your forehead across your cheek. Luckily, none of the poison affected you. Top of the order. Are we changing the order of anybody?
1 day, 2 day, 3
I'm
day,
next
4
in
day,
line, so I'd like to switch with Sten, please,
That's fine by me.
All
in
right. we're
case I
gonna
don't get knocked out.
put you at 2, Sten at 8. Vasilla, I've got Aldrich, Vasilla, Sten, and Osric.
I just need to be before Osric. I'm going to get him up.
Okay. All right. The one that's hurt sees you knocked back, Osric. Sees you now covering the eye. The trident has fallen out of your hand. You have buckled down. It's turning towards you, Aldrich.
Mm-hmm.
It's still at the -1, so it's only going to roll 2 dice and its bite attack. It snaps at you. You're on the ground. You're kind of rolling yourself back up onto your feet as it snaps at you. What are we doing, Aldrich?
I guess we'll try to parry. How do I do that? There we are. Parry. Or no. That is awful. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, you're fine. It didn't hit you, so I should have asked
Oh,
you
okay.
beforehand if you're
Oh,
going to parry.
sorry.
It's
Okay,
your
cool.
action now.
Oh,
Oh my god, so many.
trying to think how desperate
Very.
we feel.
We are very desperate.
I don't think we're that desperate. Because that's a lot of fire. We're not going to do that. So I think I'm just gonna. I got to deal with this. I'm at least going to deal with the target in front of me, and I'm going to start kind of trying to back away, and then I'm just going to raise up my hand, and I'm going to use rock storm and fire a bunch of rocks from the ground at him.
Nice. All right, so let's talk through what that means.
That
What
means
level is it?
once I find the spell on my huge spell list, I will post it to chat.
So it's a rank 2, and you have currently 2 ranks.
Yes.
Okay. Manipulating the element of the earth, you hurl stones and rocks at the enemy in combat. The damage to strength from your attack is equal to the power level. Armor works normally.
Yep.
And
So I'm going to
How
spend
much willpower?
3 willpower.
Okay, and you're aiming this at the one that's prone. Or was
Uh,
prone. It is now
yeah,
up
the-
right in front of you.
Yeah, the one that just attacked me.
Got it.
Just so we can try to take care of that problem. So
All right.
4 damage. Armor
No
works normally.
bangs.
Armor works normally though.
Which is still lessened.
Yeah, didn't matter.
Hold
Here. So I should have
0.
done a -1. How does he kill it?
I mean, I think it's about as you expected. Again, Aldrich kind of raises his hand and just kind of, and these sharp stones rise out of the ground and just fire like bullets into this thing. And as he's just backing away towards to everyone else.
So the rocks come shooting, it breaks into the carapace, and we just see it breaking through. In fact, I think it bisects it. Enough rocks come through that we just see it actually just tear in half, and it's the top half falls down to it, and it's just out of just nerves. The the antennae are just twitching as its legs are twitching.
Path of the Warcry only affects their close combat attacks.
Okay. Well, that was
Oh,
poorly
okay.
written.
Yeah.
All right.
It
The
happens.
first sentence is it modifies close combat attacks of all
Okay,
opponents.
Aldrich, you still have a fast action left. Do you wish to parry this next attack coming in on you?
No, I will
Or
probably
dodge?
actually dodge.
Okay. Hold off.
Oh,
It's
I
going to still be
see.
at a -1.
Ugh.
God,
Makes more sense.
Go ahead and roll. You don't need to roll your dodge. You dodged it.
okay. Somehow.
But that used the fast action.
Mhm.
You are now out of actions, correct?
Yep, that'll
You
do
got
it.
2 more attacks coming in on you at -1.
So bad. So bad.
Yeah.
All right, that is 2 successes.
That is.
That's going to be
me
3 to your strength.
doing an
Do
armor.
you have
roll.
armor?
I do have armor. and
Okay,
I
let's
just
give
need
that a
to
roll.
Remember how
Go
to do
to
an armor roll.
Yeah,
There we go.
and if
Armor
you
roll. There it is.
Combat
Got it.
armor button. Do a good job.
Nope, apparently not.
Okay,
Jeez.
3 strength. Is that a critical? Does it break
That
you?
is Aldrich hitting the bricks.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Ah!
Oh my
Oh my god.
Oh no.
As you're standing up and scurrying away, we see the mandibles come in and just go for the ankle. And you continue pulling back. Your foot does not. And we just hear the tear and the breaking of the bones. I am going to do a potency 7.
My gosh.
Not a single 6. No effect on the poison.
Yay.
This now is moving back on you, Vassy.
All
So
right.
use its fast action. Go ahead.
You just moved at me, right? So then it's my turn. My turn. I'm
No,
going
no,
to.
it's using its fast action to get to you, to
Okay.
close on you, and then it's going to attack you.
Okay.
So I need to know if you have a response.
Yeah, I'm going to dodge. Whatever that's called.
Yep.
When I use my move, that one.
Yep.
Don't you have like fancy footwork now?
No, I never learned it.
All right, it's got 1 success. Do you want to push?
No, you want to spend
yeah.
the willpower and just be done with it.
Well, I was trying to save my willpower to save your ass.
That's fair.
But I have to stay up because this will break me. So I'm going to use my halfling talent. Halfling talent announce. To being avoid hit by physical attacks. Every willpower sound limits 1 success. The attacker roll, and he has 1 success.
Yep, you're good. So this thing is on all 6 of its legs, skittering past 2. Osric is up against the wall. His face is covering. There's this blood gushing down the side of his face. Aldrich is now on his back, and you can see the injury. You can see that his foot is no longer attached to his leg. And this thing is skittering over Aldrich's body. It's coming in to bite you. How do you get away?
So I think so it's skittering at me, and I think I just like dive underneath of it as it's like skittering towards me, and I just like right under.
You slide under it, and this thing did not anticipate that. It's crawling, and it comes over, and it's now looking. The only thing it sees in front of it is Sten. It is your turn, Vasilla.
I'm going to yell at Osric to get his ass up for 2 willpower worth of yelling at him to save his you get 2 back to your strength and you are no longer broken.
Right.
That is the path of the hymn. Not very hymnful, not very prayerful of this particular
Get up, soldier. But it affects everybody, does it not?
No, that's rank 2, so I have 2 variants. I can either heal a broken guy in combat or person in combat, or I can heal a number of my comrades equal to the willpower I spent within short range. They each recover 1 point in a damaged attribute. But that's so I could heal one off both, but because they're broken, because they're both broken, I don't think that actually works that way. I think I have to use rank 1 because that specifies a broken comrade.
Got it.
Does that
Got
make
it. Got
sense?
it. Got it. Yep.
So I'm going to spend 2 willpower to stand him up. I'm going to get out the so I have a fast action left. I'm going to get out the Tazauer and get ready to play that in just a second. As soon as
Okay.
I have time.
So you draw out the flute. Osric, Vasilla's yelling at you to get your ass up. You're on the ground right now, covered. You can't see anything because your face is covered. What's your reaction to that?
I would like to get up and also be holding the trident when I do.
That's fine. All right, but it's going to be Sten's action first. Sten?
I'm looking through my skills. I don't have anything exciting. I possess no AoEs. So I'm just going to try and keep hitting things. How are any of these particularly wounded at this point?
So we have got the one that you originally shot with the 2 arrows. We've got the one that was prone that's gotten hit pretty good. Or no, that was the one you shot too.
That was the one I shot.
Yeah. So you've got 2 that you've done a good bit of damage to.
Okay.
They're less than half.
All right. Well, I'm going to
Just
take a shot.
First or the second one?
I'll do the first one I shot.
Okay.
Because I don't like leaving a job unfinished. I have 1 willpower, which I will spend to get rid of that armor bonus. Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please.
Not a 1-1. Come on, man.
That is some bullshit.
So you have 8 on your longbow.
Yeah, no, I'm not pushing it. Don't talk.
2 on the agility.
Yeah, no, not going to happen.
All right.
So
another arrow comes in, not nearly as deadly as the ones previous.
No.
So this thing's got 3 arrows in it now.
All right. Well, I'll try and make it 4. This one he'll get armor against.
Most things that Sten puts 3
That's
arrows
a
into
little
die.
There you go.
There
right?
it is.
Still gonna do 3 damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Walk me through it. You know what happened.
Yeah, no, I think it just hits it in the eye. You know, it's just and it's not like I was aiming there. I'm just like, there is a thing, I'm going to shoot it, and just, you know, goes into what passes for its brain.
And we've got
drops
1,
it.
2, 3, 4 of these left, right? And the only thing, because everything is moving so quickly, Sten, the only thing letting you figure out which of these things was above and below, standing in front of him, not standing from, is the number of arrows in them and where you hit them. That's the only way you're able to tell which one is which, because everything is just a maelstrom of these insects treating gravity like it doesn't exist.
I feel like Sten in character isn't even specifically aiming at the one that has arrows in it. He's just aiming at the first one he sees.
Osric, you've got the trident. You've got blood gushing from this huge gash on your eye.
And there's how many of these damn things left?
There
3
is
more.
now 3 of them left.
One is pretty injured.
One has got a couple arrows in it.
Okay. I'm kind of angry now.
Now he's kind of
You
angry.
would like to.
Unfortunately,
Took you a minute.
I also have very low strength, so I can't swing a trident nearly as well as I could an hour ago. But I'm going to aim for the one that has some arrows in it, and I am gonna swing my trident at it, hollering all the while. And I have. Ugh, I guess I'm gonna have to push that roll. Oh,
Sure, what's the worst that can happen?
hold on. I gotta read a thing. Is that here? Okay. Do I want to spend the willpower? I'm gonna spend the willpower so I ignore the armor,
Got it.
and then I'm gonna push it.
Got it.
Oh,
Oh!
yeah.
The rage turns out to be a good thing. Let it flow.
And after that one falls down,
You know the routine. Describe it to me. So I'm imagining you sliding up, almost like pushing like leg lifts. Your back up against this cavern, trident in hand. You can taste the blood in the corner of your mouth that's gushing from the gash on your face. You have that trident. You've got one of these things skittering towards Vasilla and Sten with a couple arrows in it.
and I think he just two-handed and just gouges right into it and just thunks it over to the ground. And then I'm going to use my Path of the Blade rank 2 to spend a willpower because I have no more actions left. I took my fast to get up, and I took my slow to swing, and I will spend so that I can swing again.
2 left.
I think this one might only work for swords. Okay, that is only swords, which I cannot do. And if one of them looks less good than the other one, I'm gonna holler at that one and swing
Think
at
they're
it.
both at the same. Let me just double check it. Yep. Equal. Both, none of them coming for you though. They are both focused on Vasilla and Sten.
Does Sten get a minus if it's engaged with him?
No, there's none of those rules in this game.
And Sten has
then-
a decent dodge, so I would say save Vasilla.
Then I'm gonna go for the one that's engaging at Vasilla,
Got it.
and I will spend another willpower.
So
to
Vasilla's
ignore-
come off the hind end of this thing at your feet.
and we'll see what we can do. Not much. That's what I got. I'm not gonna push that roll.
So 3 damage, huh? With how many
No,
successes?
you don't get the armor because I spent the willpower.
Oh, that's right. You did. Okay. So just straight up 3 damage.
Straight up 3 damage.
So you spear this thing down just as Vasilla's feet come past, and you stab right into the very end of its what am I thinking about? What's the end of it? It's not
Thorax?
its tail. Yeah, the end of its thorax, right? And it chips off the end of it. And you can see just like the bluish black gush it covers the trident. Next 2 are dead. So you guys need to tell me the order of things. I've got a broken Aldrich. I've got the rest of 3 of you are standing. Who wants to go first before 2 more go?
I mean, I'm probably the most likely to do damage at this point. I don't know.
That seems true.
Yeah.
So hit me.
All right.
Just put me last, I guess.
Fun. Sten.
All right. Well, I'm going to shoot at the one that just got tridented.
It's tail nipped.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take it.
About time. Come on.
No willpower?
No, I'm out. I am tapped.
Tell me how you do it.
Okay, just right in the same spot where the trident kind of broke it. So cold shot in the ass. Just goes through and probably pins the abdomen to the ground.
Your arrow flies off, pins this thing to the ground, and we hear that these sounds. Like it's been sounding like a quick like air escaping a balloon, right? As these things are dying, like this noise comes out of it, and it's been one after another after another. Only mere seconds have passed, and the wave and momentum that these things had has quickly turned, much to the moment when Osric finally stood after all of that. And this last one, Sten, goes past you. And
I got another arrow coming.
Okay, you see it go up to the ceiling. It is headed. It is now trying to clear the worm. So you have
no. Fuck that. You don't get to take somebody's foot and go away. That's not how any of this works.
Or maybe it is.
Is on Mark. Okay, so that one's. Wait, then where is that? That's not actually a bane. It's just a. Oh no, this is 1 damage. Right, I'm pushing it.
Who?
Okay, one to your longbow.
Where that bow cracks a little bit where that repair was made, but it holds.
So you end up going through the back of its thorax up into one of its wings, and you hear it tear as that wing stays pinned to the ceiling as it crawls over to the other side of this worm. Out of your
Craig, it does get to roll armor. Good.
It comes back and it bites into your neck.
This place is horrible.
Yes. Adventuring is a shit job.
So real quick, I've got Osric standing, holding the trident, blood gushing from left or right eye.
Let's say left eye.
Okay. Aldrich, you don't even feel what's happened yet. All you see is your foot, the dead mandibles with this green slime going from one mandible to the other, and it's just covered your foot. And then you're starting to see the blood come out of your leg. Vasily, you're on the ground right next to Aldrich. Sten has turned his back to all of you to take one last shot. The thing that escaped.
Of course it would be Aldrich. We need to take care of Aldrich.
Yeah, we need to tourniquet his leg, certainly.
So I will begin emergency first aid as soon as able.
Yeah. And Aldrich is just in stunned silence.
You've got 10 minutes to apply it. We'll be back on the other side. The last insectoid has escaped minus a wing. Dave is gone.
He said, "I'm not playing this stupid game anymore. I'm out."
We assume Dave is
lose
going
any
to be
limbs.
back. So we've all three of you descend on Aldrich.
Yes, and assist
I'm-
in any way we can when
I'm
Vasilla rolls.
assuming Vasilla is going to be doing a healing roll.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and make that for her.
That seems like a thing she would do for me.
And if there's any way that we can assist, that would be a thing that I would do.
I don't think we can.
I mean,
This game.
you can do kind of what we did the last time, is where she rolls to stop the critical from killing me, and someone else rolls to actually try to heal me if anyone can
so
do that.
That takes care of the critical. So that stops it,
Mhm.
stops you from dying.
Good job, Vasilla.
Thanks. Sorry about that.
That's right. I just rolled your healing for you. So you put a tourniquet and tie off that leg. The bleeding has stopped.
We need to go.
Yeah.
After he's fixed, I'm gonna try to patch his eye up for.
Well, he's still broken, right?
Well,
Aldrich's still broken.
right. So, I have to check the healing rules again. I'm sorry. I'm more worried about the critical injuries
Oh, for sure.
immediately. We obviously need to stay here for a day, but then we need to.
Yep. So the healing time is 6 days on the eye.
Mhm.
A successful healing roll from you can turn that into 3 days.
Don't. Well,
You don't what?
I was gonna say that like the eye's not lethal. Don't worry about me.
All right. Well, drop yourself down to 3 days. So change your note on the calendar.
Healing pair.
Aldrich can rest to get unbroken.
Yeah, I was gonna say Aldrich. I think at that point, Aldrich just kind of.
Yeah. So I think that is our plan. Is that
And we all have a quarter day. So if we're going to let Aldrich rest and sleep,
Mhm.
This note.
we have a third quarter day here. Because that encounter took
Yeah. A minute.
can
Um,
I make a critic? Can I make 2 rolls? Can I do both a healing roll for a critical injury and a healing roll for recovery?
I don't know.
I don't see it saying it's not. Hey, chat people that know the rules well. I'm not seeing anything that says no against that.
Do you want to do that instead of having taken a quarter day?
I want to. Oh, at least one. I'm going to do both. I think is what I'd like to do. So, in case we were to get affected,
Yep.
I want everyone at least awake and aware.
Yeah. So let's unbreak Aldrich.
So let's
Hopefully.
unbreak all the- Oh, come on.
Let him
All of it to
rest.
my empathy. Yeah.
Just let him rest.
Just let me sleep.
All right. I kind of want the willpower, but not that much.
Mhm. Mhm.
So Aldrich passes out.
Oh, jeez.
Vasilla is treating wounds this quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Playing
Checking for
nurse.
poison because obviously I
Yep.
think they would have poison.
Mhm.
Ostrich and Sten.
I'm gonna keep watch. I'm assuming I don't need to make camp since this is functionally where we've been
Yeah.
camping.
Yep. I'm fine with that.
So yeah, I'm just gonna keep an eye out for that little fucker to come back, or anybody else.
Sorry, Osric's the one that keeps an eye out for things now.
That's right. What am I gonna do? I feel like if there's any way I can assist him with keeping watch, that would be a thing that I would do, and also, general assistance around the camp to ensure that Vasilla has.
Well, do you want
bandages.
to
I
sleep?
feel like somebody in the party should start training Lucky
Do we?
so they can
you
teach
Can
the
you do
rest
that
of
while
us.
you're sleeping?
Ostrich, you could also sleep.
Yeah,
And
I
then
guess
the
I
next
can do
quarter
that way
day
I
we
can
have
keep
the.
watch.
Yeah, you're
Vasilla
pretty
and-
beat up. So yeah,
That's
get
fair.
some rest.
All right.
Although keeping watch will
So
not
can-
be a good idea.
I'd love to get a sense of the scene for these 3 hours. We've got Vasilla doing what?
So I think Vasil, after having like the tourniquet on, making sure he's not going to bleed out, and then making sure that he hasn't going to bleed out on his eye. I think she goes back and like tries to really like a more extreme procedure on his leg and get him some get a little bit of a fire going and get a pain medication going and an antiseptic going and trying to maybe like an anti poison. Like she starts making medicines and
The other
applying
thing,
them.
if you want, and I'm not allowing this because I'm generous, I think it makes sense because 3 hours is a long time. I think if you remember, there was a lot of like wood and broken things around it. You could also make him a crutch in
Mhm.
that same 3 hours.
Yeah, that works.
Stan, you're keeping watch. So that gets
Yeah.
us to the fourth quarter. Aldrich, you come too.
I think Aldrich like comes to and just immediately just
You're okay, Aldrich. I'm standing right by his bed when he comes up like this. It's okay. It's okay.
Is it?
Well, you're alive.
Yeah. We're alive.
You're alive. You walk with a limp, but once you get home and can build yourself a boot, you'll be able to walk. Remember old Lucky back home? You know, the three-legged dog that could get everywhere faster than anyone else?
Yeah, I do.
You'll be all right.
All right. Just kind of sits up. Well, what now?
Well, you're gonna drink this tea. We're gonna um, we're gonna get out of here because we need to get out of here,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll take you back to the sisters, and we'll figure out what's next.
Okay.
Keep breathing. That's what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Osric, you awake?
I think he's gonna pile bugs off into the corner and sort of crumble a bit as we're in this just pile of everything, and he's just kind of trying to sort things out a bit.
Stan and Vasila, you're exhausted. Are you going to go to sleep?
Yeah.
Okay, between...
If someone's capable of keeping watch.
I need either Aldrich or Osric to keep watch. Or nobody keep watch. We're fine.
Aldrich will do it. I guess you have the party sheet up. Aldrich.
Hey, Osric, not that I'm as good at you as blades and stuff, but maybe you want to borrow his axe for a while. And use
Yeah.
that.
And Aldrich would reach over and give you the heart scar.
Great.
I mean,
It is
I
a
can take
one-handed axe.
we could
Yep.
sure use your sturdy shield arm, I think, for a while.
All right, he's gonna take that axe and probably tuck that trident somewhere else.
I'm gonna get out the scepter from my pack and give it to Aldrich.
I can take it if you need to.
I was just leave it out somewhere for now, so no one's holding it while we're resting.
And then I'll sleep.
I'll grab it when we leave.
Do you want some tea too, Sten? Get your eyes closed for the minute.
I'm fine.
2 successes on the keep watch. I do need another torch roll from somebody.
I got
I
it.
can do that as well. Oh, I've got a 12, so
Me too.
Oh,
Well, now I have
not
a 10.
anymore.
Perfect.
So we light another torch, turns into a campfire back in the old camp. the smell of our worm is starting to have the smell of death, not long enough to be decay. All ears are attuned to anything sounding like skittering or clicking. We hear none of it. We're now at the first quarter day, 6 a.m. Everybody has rested. All attributes are healed, except for whoever has the scepter.
I'll take it.
It's a long flight of stairs. You're gonna be all right.
Do my best.
Well, don't
Worst
shout
case,
when
I'll
you need a
make
break.
good on my promise, and we'll fly our way out of here.
Ooh, I do need. We did not. Did we do food and water this?
I don't
We have not
think
yet.
we did.
Okay, let's do a quick food and water for yesterday.
You so good with me eating your food there, Oscar?
Sure.
Sweet.
Look at all those dice go.
So brand new day. Do you guys want to go ahead and knock out food and water for today?
Yeah,
Sure.
probably should.
Okay.
No, because that's a lot of dice to roll all at once.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
All right. Can I get a very quick inventory from everybody? So Sten, where are you on arrows, water, food, and torch?
I am at D8 food, D12 water, D10 arrows, D10 torches.
Aldrich?
10 on food, 10 on water, 12 on torches.
Okay. Osric
10 on food, 10 on water, 10 on torches.
and Vasilla.
0, 8, 12, 0.
Okay. Aldrich is kind of everybody kind of begins the day. Those that have rested have rested. We see you trying your best to kind of get used to this crutch. You've only got one armpit to put it under.
Yep. I think there's some quiet frustration as there's a stumble or two. He tries to keep it quiet and to not disturb everyone's rest,
Yeah.
but
As people are awake and we're starting to pack up, you guys can tell he hasn't said anything, but Sten is mad.
Sten, do you retrieve your arrow that's pinning that wing to the ceiling?
Yeah, I'm gonna retrieve every
Yeah.
arrow I can because I need him to get out of here alive.
Osric snags up that wing and puts it in the pile of the dead insectoid segments that he's collected in the corner.
All right, guys. Well,
Let's get out of here.
we're still breathing. All right. Let's
Yeah.
make sure we get out of here that way.
So the four of you climb back over the body of our worm friend. Bit of a long corridor. Vasilla with the torch. To that long, steep, tall stair that led up to here. You see four of you work your way down. I get a sense, Aldrich can tell me if I'm right, that you're trying to do this on your own
mm-hmm.
and you just can't. And you're being helped.
Yep.
I think, as you guys reach the bottom. If you remember, to the left, you've already gone. That's where you ended up finding similar caverns and did a whole 3 hours worth of exploring and found nothing, came back to here. To your right, this extends for a good bit. You know that eventually off to your right is going to be the tomb. Then you're going to reach the area where we had the tracks of these saurians, these lizard men. And if you remember, there was a huge, like very steep collapsed area that you guys never went down. You could, you look down it and then continue down the hallway. Are we headed back to the great staircase to the surface? Okay.
We're leaving.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
So we spend this quarter day slowly working our way up the hall. More than one sound causes you to stop. everybody's at heightened alert. Any rock dropping, any sound that is not made by the four of you puts everybody on high alert. It's still dark. It's still just the torchlight that's just giving you 6-7 feet ahead of you as you go. Sten, you see up ahead blood. And immediately everybody stops.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been blood that's dragged. So it's dragged into the darkness. You've seen this blood before. It's from an insectoid. All four of you stop as you see a pool of blood and then the blood being dragged into the darkness ahead of you.
So it's being dragged in the direction that we're heading.
Correct. Away from where you are now, but in the direction you're going.
Well, we don't have a lot of choices, so.
Towards where we
And I
originally
will
hit
tell
the
you, Sten,
Saurians.
that this was more blood than you inflicted, right? So
Mhm.
this is not just it's wounded and working its way up.
Mhm. This thing got murdered.
Something happened.
Yeah.
If it's
Someone
the
was
same.
an easy target.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think all we can do is be quiet and cautious and keep going.
As quiet as we can.
Who has the best stealth?
Probably me.
Is that a skill in this game?
I have stealth. Yes, it's under
Oh,
agility.
I have some. I'm actually
Whoever has
6
the
dice.
best one, I'm going to have them roll for everybody.
Oh, that's a kindness. That doesn't seem like
Well,
the right
in my
answer.
mind, it's not only the ability to be stealthful, but acknowledgement of, hey, if we're going to move quietly, this is what we need to do.
What? How many dice you have, Vasil?
I'm at 4.
Okay, well, I'm at 6, so I guess it's my fault.
Who'd have thought Hunting Man would have the good stealth?
Well,
Maybe.
let's push that.
You need the willpower anyway.
I do.
Hey!
But I didn't get any. But that's okay. I got a success.
Everybody's listening and hanging on every motion and whisper that comes from Sten.
Mm-hmm.
As you now are moving even slower than you were before seeing the blood. Go ahead.
I'm probably not even whispering at this point. I'm probably like,
Not making
know,
a sound.
right.
Maybe we've put the crutch away. Maybe we have the crutch lifted off, and maybe we're using Osric as a
Mhm.
crutch. Right? That'd be a lot
I
quieter
need
than-
Vasilla, yeah.
Yeah, I need Ostrich free. Hey.
As you move forward, the torchlight extends with you, and you see the trail continue. And then you see the curled thorax end of the one-winged insectoid on the ground. It's on its back. And on top of it is a small man. He has his back to you. The build and the size of him is very similar to things we've encountered in and near the hollows. There is a dwarf that is on top of this thing. And it is he or she has not heard you. But looking at the back of him, he has rags, torn, no armor. The pants have shredded into shorts. The hair, unlike the dwarves you met outside of the hollows that were hunting our friend the brewer, his hair is wild. It's long and wild. It's not braided. And you hear, best as you can tell, Sten, this dwarf is feeding.
Mm-hmm.
And the dwarf is solid, right? It's not like a ghost dwarf.
100% solid.
If
100%?
it's sane. If he's sane, we can get him out of here. If he's mad, we put him out of his misery.
And he's like directly in our way.
You would not be able to sneak past him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not taking up the entire corridor itself. He's taking up half of it. And I want you to imagine he's straddled this beast, which is considerably larger than him. And you can just hear the tearing of the outer shell as it's and you can look his arms, you can just see him moving to his mouth, and you can hear him eating. He has not noticed you.
Why would he stay? It's just stairs.
It's just stairs.
Like he's not trapped here. There's no he has no like chains on him or anything like that. And I mean, we came through here, so he obviously
He is barefoot.
have to be here. Yeah. I think I'm gonna quietly say, "Hail, Master Dwarf," and see if he responds.
Now, see, here's if I was playing Brindlewood Bay, I'd go, "What are you afraid is going to happen?"
I will say right now that Sten is ready to shoot this thing if he turns out to be feral.
I have a bow aimed and ready.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna turn around and be infected with some sort of horrible bug disease, and
Before you
Yeah.
finish your sentence, Osric, he flips off of this insectoid onto his butt, but kind of rolls off the body, and you see him almost crab walk back a little bit. He goes, who goes there?
I have an idea. This is
uh-oh.
this is where Aldrich's gonna interject. I have a neat little plan.
Oh, good.
Oh, no.
He does have a knife in his right hand, but he's not.
Mhm.
He's like
Right.
on the ground, and he's like
At
scurrying
the-
away from you.
At the risk of kind of stumbling a little bit, Aldrich kind of raises his arm, kind of forgets that he's short of leg, and kind of leans on Vasilla, and just kind of waves his hand and goes, "Oh, don't mind us. Just go about your meal, and well, don't worry about us." And I'm gonna cast Mind Trick on him.
What's Mind Trick do?
It's basically the Jedi Mind Trick. I just kind of anything I can make
I'll
him
just
do
go on about my business.
absent-mindedly. Just go about your business.
All right.
I think we just no additional power level. Just
He and he gets onto all fours and just is tentatively crawling, keeping every eye on the four of you. And he takes his knife and he stabs it into the open area in the second segment, and just pulls out this dark purplish meat and just puts it back and starts chewing.
all right. Let's go on, everybody, and lead this fine gentleman to his meal.
Sure.
In no way is he giving you a threatening gesture.
Mhm.
He's focused on eating, but he doesn't stop watching you.
Mhm.
And as you get closer, he goes, are you here to save her?
Save who?
My captain. All of us. Minerva. My brothers.
How many are left?
Oh. When I got out, her and 7. I was the 8th. 6. I think there were 6. And then the walls talked. I killed an alligator.
Yeah.
Are you? He takes another bite. Seems still focused on eating.
Where are they?
Um. Down.
God damn it.
Down. Is that why you came? Is that why you're here? Are you hungry?
Not right now.
The dagger's now not threatening, but with meat on it.
No, thank you. Down.
As soon as you say no, he takes a bite.
How down? How did you go down? And the walls talk?
The walls talk. The girl talks to all of us. And down the cliff. They're down the cliff. I'll take you there. I can show you. I can finish. I'm almost finished. There's
Who
not much
has them
here.
trapped?
They trapped themselves. They called me a fool for trying to go to help. But they have to be running out of food. The crocodiles captured me, but I killed them. I killed the guard. I can show you.
Do I think that his tale is he believe is he do I believe him? Do I think that he's trying to set a trap, or is that he's like flat crazy, or like
So he is yeah, he's 4 deuces shy of a deck. That's pretty obvious. Aldrich, there's no magic happening here. Yeah. There's no he doesn't seem even capable. Either he is really good. Really, really good.
yeah.
Or he's trying to explain what the last month and a half has been.
We've been down here for years, so I get it.
Look, we can help you get out of here, but
Sten just turns and stares at Aldrich as he says that.
Your team is probably dead.
No, Minerva would no. She led us here. We are going to we're taking the mines. They're ours. They're our people's. This is our ancestors built this. And no demons will keep us from it. She's building strength. They're healing. They just
best of luck to you then.
They aren't ready.
We can't help. Not in our current state.
Well,
this place has bested us.
Well, can you go north? There's women camped north. Can you tell them?
Sure.
Yeah, we can let them know. Are you sure we can't convince you to come with us and tell them your story yourself?
No, because they're going to find us. Do you have paper?
Yes, I do.
You have paper. So
I do have paper.
So fancy.
So I'd pull up I'd struggle to pull out my paper and quill and set them up.
He looks at the quill almost like it's foreign to him. And he hands it back to you and he bites his tips of his finger.
Jesus.
Hardcore.
And he starts drawing in blood on the paper. And he gives you a crude map that starts with going down that huge incline or decline.
Oh, the rock slide thing?
Yep. Several passages, really hard to make it out. There's a better than decent chance that it may be useless to anybody, but he's doing the best he can. And he crumbles and he shoves it back to you and he goes, give it to the women.
Okay.
I'll be here.
Here. And Aldrich goes into his pet. I want to give him a food and a water ration.
Great. Drop a die.
Aldrich feels bad for this fool.
And who picked them there? I mean, I know you're captain, but you said there was a voice.
So the walls talk, and the little girl talks and wants us to play. And the mother drove us to the cave. And I don't know if she's going to let them out. I snuck out. I don't know if anybody else has tried. But the she holds this place. Oh, and just like tears begin to pour down his face.
Have a heart, Sten.
I
Just tell
do.
this-
And I'm going
tell-
to lose that like we lose everything else. We keep doing this.
Tell the women.
Do your best to stay safe.
And he has a knife.
He does. And a full
Give him
belly
the
right
trident.
now.
Yeah. And he's apparently strong enough that he can kill a Saurian flat out and at least a wounded bug with that knife.
It's pretty badass little commando.
All right. Well, we'll be back. It's a couple day walk, couple days to the.
Show them the
to
map.
Will.
We will. We will.
Are you sure you don't want to come and tell them yourself? You can lead the expedition back.
I'm going back. I'm going going to bring this to them. And the rations that you just gave.
Sten is going to just sort of, without saying a word, pull out of his pack and give all of his remaining rations to this guy.
Okay, drop it
Oh,
down
wow.
to 0.
Mhm.
And he's thankful in his face, Sten, but he's not making words. He's not.
Yeah,
He's just.
I don't expect him to.
He's voracious, right? You give,
Mhm.
he takes,
Mhm.
and he's filling a small pack on his hip.
Are there anything
That's
else that we should be aware of between you and the room?
Don't talk. Don't. If the girl talks to you, just say you're children. Say you're here to play. And if you hear the mother or see the mother, run. She's going to tell you she'll save you. And all you'll see is the faces of my brothers. That's how she saves you. Just run. And tell the sisters that the mother's a demon. The child's a demon. And that Milva and Milva and all of us are trapped.
Okay.
Good luck.
Stay safe, little one.
So if I'm listening correctly, we are going to go directly to the tomb.
Yeah, naturally. Yeah. Why wouldn't we?
Past the tomb.
And then we're gonna lick it.
We're going to retrace our steps to get back to the stairs that zigzagged all the way up.
Mhm.
So let me get 4 torch rolls. And let me get 2 ration rolls from everybody, please.
Okay, I'm going to need
And
to.
your ribs are healed, Aldrich.
Yay.
I'm going to need to rely on somebody else for food, or I may be a little hungry.
Come on, man.
All right, how many rolls are we looking for
2
now?
of each.
2 of each. Jeez.
I've got the torches if nobody else has done those.
And I have to do 2 foods for Vasilla.
Yeah. But apparently you're rolling some hot 2 action in there.
And all I need to know is if you're at 0 before you get to the 2, your second roll. If your second roll ends up at 0,
And has
Aldrich
someone rolled?
ran out of water. And
Ran
I
out of
had
water on
water
the first
full.
roll or the second roll?
First roll.
Aldrich.
So I need
Okay,
to
I
borrow
can.
some water.
I
So
will
someone
roll
needs to give
water
him-
to supply him
All right.
Thank you, Stan.
if someone can supply me with food, because I'm a
So
sucker.
you've had no food.
I've had
So
no
you-
food.
So I've
we
got to
need
do two more rolls for food.
Someone needs to give 2 food rolls to Stan. There's one.
Bless you, my son.
Stoneloom mines whooped our butts.
We are going to
It's not done yet.
cut to 2 days worth of travel within the mines. Twice as long as it took to come down. We were quiet, very cognizant when we got near where we met the lizard men and that primordial pool, taking our time going up the stairs. And as you turn that corner and see sunlight for the first time in 3.5 days, there's a light rain, but it's morning.
And now we're gonna head north.
Yeah,
Back-
head towards the sisters' camp.
Well,
Back to where the sisters were.
you step out the gate
Uh-oh.
and you see, remember, there was obviously at some point, who knows how long ago, there was a town here. And you remember there was just the remnants, the weather torn remnants that tells you it's beyond, it's not even ruins anymore. There's a tent among the ruins, very near the gate. You see the smoke from a campfire. And there's some sort of leather covering on top of the fire, up above the fire, that's dispersing the smoke. And the style of this tent is akin to what you saw the sisters had in their camp up north. But you don't
Yeah.
see anybody.
I remember their smoke trail being hidden as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guts.
I look at Stan. He's the eyes.
He's looking around to see if there's any sign of someone watching from a distance or where they might have gone. And we couldn't see their encampment from where we are now.
Oh
before.
God, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at least a half day travel.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going
Well-
to whistle the tune that I learned from Yellow-Eyed Trickster.
You start that tune. And it becomes a duet. From inside, a young teenage boy steps out. And he says, "She taught it to you too?" And it's Rook, Nivea's son.
Yeah. You're a sight for sore eyes. Do you mind if we come inside the tent?
No, is he okay?
He's had better days, but he's breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, come. I don't have room for everybody. But
That's
there's room
fine.
for him.
Anywhere to sit down for a while.
So Aldrich, he takes you in. He's collected some brush and kind of created a bed for himself. He tells you this is yours.
Oh, too kind.
He lays you down. He's and he looks at you, and you see the pure yellowness of his eyes as he's looking at you, and he goes, Are you in pain? Are you hungry?
I mean, it's been a while since I haven't been in pain.
Okay.
Well fed, though.
I can help. I can help with the pain. There's a third person in here would be crowded, but someone like give me. I need to know where everybody else is.
Stan will wait outside, keep
Okay.
an eye on things.
I'm helping him into the tent certainly and getting him settled. And
He
also, I just
turns-
wanted to put eyes in there before I feed him into it.
And once you feel safe, you're kind of at the door. It's a little crowded for the three of you, right? He turns to you and he goes, "Just over this way, you're going to see a bush. It's got purple berries about this big. I need like 10 of them. Can you get those for me?"
That
course.
guy's leg.
Do I recognize? Well, I'll go find him.
Yep. So we see Vasilla head off for the bush. Sten, you're outside, kind of keeping watch on
Mhm.
things. What's Osric doing?
I think I'm gonna set up our camp here.
Okay, let's go ahead and make camp.
That's on the other sheet, isn't it?
Group sheet.
From the
Yep.
party sheet.
Mhm.
Should be.
Slide down there. Oh, that was not the right button.
Rosu, you're a bad person.
Oh no.
Rosu goes BEAR dash berries.
Oh no. Oh god, it's a sign.
So we see Osric building out. So this is not just a single hidden campfire, building a campfire that could sustain the
Well,
fight.
I don't know about building a campfire
Oh,
that I would
okay.
necessarily need another. I think it's more about like setting up our tent, finding a nice flat
Got it.
spot for that, so that we have a
Fair.
place to
So you're
be.
gonna keep the smoke hidden. You're gonna take advantage of
yeah,
what
I
he's
don't- I
already
don't-
done. And that's fine. I do want to cut inside though. He turns back to you and he says, "I don't want you to be startled."
I mean, at this point, not a lot would.
She wants to talk to you.
Unsurprised. Somehow.
Is that okay?
I take it will be through you.
Closes his eyes. And when they open, his eyes are not just yellow. They're illuminated yellow. And you see steam start to come off his body as if he's sweating in the hot sun, and just the sweat is evaporating off of him. And it starts to coalesce next to him. And take shape. And take form. And what seems like to be a 20-minute process may have taken 2 seconds. But just the spectacle of what you're seeing seems to slow down time. And you know what he meant when he said she wants to talk to you.
Mm.
And when it started, when the eyes glowed, when the form started to form next to Rook, you knew what was happening. But who appears next to him is not necessarily who you expected. You expected her. But who's there is somebody you've met before. It is Dalb, the minstrel from Weatherstone. Let's go to credits. We'll be back on the other side. This episode was exhausting.
Tell me about it.
Again, for like the 9th time in 29 sessions, I thought you guys were toast. I thought you were toast.
Close.
Um,
Oh,
I got a lot of questions. Brian, I have a new sport, and that's watching Brian's face while we play Forbidden Lands. And I had a hard time reading you during that combat. So can you go back there and tell me what was running through your head while all that was going down?
I was basically, I felt pretty early in the combat where we didn't take anything down in the first round, and started getting battered pretty hard, and we're already not at 100%. I was genuinely thinking either this is going to kill some or all of us, or it is going to leave us in a state where we're not going to be able to continue adventuring. And it didn't kill anyone, but I feel like we may have some people who are ready to be done.
Yeah.
Some characters, I should say.
Can we get a little insight? Across, I mean, left you with quite a scene to start the next session with, Nate. But let's say before Rook started bringing somebody to your bedside. That was a long couple days to travel back up. Can you give us a little bit of insight on where Aldrich is?
This is big, like, and I think Aldrich's about had it.
Really?
Aldrich, he's, half of his limbs have taken severe damage. I don't know if he can keep going like this.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's just so, as a character, like, just in shock. Just getting out of the mine is such a priority. So now that that's done, there wasn't probably a lot much more thought other than up, 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 up. We were getting out of here.
Seeing them again, will that have an impact?
I mean, a lot of it depends on what they say.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of what it's going to come down to for Aldrich, is like, are they going to be able to say and do enough to make going on minus an arm and a foot feasible for him?
And so let's say that there's nothing that can be said, right? There's nothing that in the form now of Dalb that he could say. What's Aldrich gonna do?
I mean, probably try to find a way home.
Yeah. And what does that mean for the three others?
I don't know yet.
No? Yeah. It's something to think about, though.
I think that's a discussion that happens at a camp between the four of them at some point.
All right. Jim. Stars and wishes.
Oh gosh. Stars. Where is a star?
Is there a single bright spot in this?
Aldrich's incredible restraint and not burning down that entire place was definitely one.
I couldn't justify the potential collateral.
That poor unfortunate moment where we all learned that bugs don't have wits damage was also one.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
That was a horrible moment.
And of course, there's that moment where Sten's dice flip back over and finally start doing doing, that giant
Yeah.
pile of, oh, I haven't taken all my damage and strength yet, so I can still throw piles of dice. They finally, the weight just it eventually catches up, and that was cool. Wishes. Oh gosh. Like there's so many things that the player want that I don't. Like I don't know how
Well,
Osric
this is wishes
gets
for the
there.
player.
Right, and so there's like I want to save the dwarves, and I have no idea how we could ever save these dwarves. I feel like they're toast, and like, are we going back down there? I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't like unless Dolph gives a really really good speech. Like, there's no way we're convincing Aldrich to go back down in that cave. Like, it'd have to be really convincing, and even then you have to convince Sten.
Like Mel Gibson in a Scottish accent, good.
Like exactly, like I'll grow your foot back, kind of good is what we're
Mhm.
thinking,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
So, uh, gosh, I don't know where we end up going from here. Like I like if Aldrich has to retire, are we all going to escort him home? Do we think that someone else is going to escort him home? How does that work? Where do we go? Like these this elven gem thing is still maybe in these mines. Uh,
So
has
I've
that
asked.
quest sort of fallen apart? What happens now? Like
I
we
don't
were
know, Jim, but you're doing a great job of not answering my question.
like I want to know the answer to those questions. There you go.
What are you wishing for?
Uh, I feel like we as a collective now need to refine our path. I feel like
Mm.
like before we went into the mines, we had refound a path, and that path was we are going to collect these things. No one else is going to do it, so even though we are not in any way qualified to do it, we're going to do it, right?
Mhm.
And now, like, this might really, like, it just stomped us, like at every opportunity we were just, it's like, oh, like you'd get over the hump, right? It's like, oh well, we rested up a little bit, and then this, crashes through the wall, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and then it just keeps it really beat us down, and now I feel like
The other
we
shoe
as a
dropped.
right, and so we as a collective are now like, maybe that's not what we want to do. We thought that was a good idea, but that was a terrible idea. That's one, on our way to one of these things, and it
Mhm.
wasn't the thing that got us. It was just everything, and
Yeah.
so now we have to find out what we're doing with ourselves again.
There's a
And
lot
that's
of discussions to have with the four of you over this
Mhm.
campfire.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a day of a lot of soul searching. I could definitely say it's not just Aldrich.
Right.
Yeah, it's not just Aldrich. Did you have fun, Dave?
Yeah, I did. It was,
This is not heroic fantasy.
no, I really, it's more enjoyable that there are consequences, and I mean, I would have preferred that those dice rolls had not been terrible for the length of time that we've had bad dice rolls, but no, man, still super enjoying it. Still super good. Still really like the system. I like that it matters. I like that Priscilla's been effective in her role while not being like the person that smacks up something upside the head. So I'm very very happy with it.
Stars and wishes.
I think I gotta give it to Aldrich. I think because Aldrich's the character, and Nate's done a good job of like taking just the unfortunate luck, right? Like, and then I thought like the moment where he chose not to push the magic to its full extent because of the collateral damage was like a real moment of like growth through the series, right? Like that
Yeah.
would be there's a moment, whatever 10 episodes ago that he would have just been like
With full confidence.
kaboom. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking earth
And
shattering
then when it all
kaboom.
goes killed all
But
of us.
so I thought that was cool. And as far as wishes go, I don't know, man. Like I feel like I'm been thrown for a loop as far as like Jim said, right? Like we had a moment. I think it's kind of a matter of figuring out what we want to do. I don't even know what Vassie wants to do. Like she might want to go home. She might be like, well, we got to like hold on like tenaciously and go forward with this. I don't know yet. so I don't have wishes as such. But
Brian, stars and wishes.
My star, I think, is going to have to go to your depiction of that pathetic little soul survivor dwarf, because
Ugh.
Sten and Brian were both at that point. Were like, I'm going out of these mines. I'm going home. I'm never going to set foot on an adventure again.
mhm.
And that was the one thing you could do to make Sten just go, God damn it.
Mhm.
The
Now I
expression
want to help you.
Now they
that
have
you had
names,
when he
God
said
damn it.
that.
So here's what's great about this. You'll appreciate this as a GM, Brian. So the way that Eric and the team built these adventure sites, right? So in the Stoneloom mines, there's a list of events, right? These are things you, the GM, have at your disposal. These are things that can happen. And there's one called the Frightened Dwarf,
Mhm.
right? And what's great is in my GM notes, I've got them listed. This is the third one that I've used.
Mhm.
It's not a random encounter. It's a really nice little toolbox, right?
Mhm.
And it was just like, this is it. Right. And then I say, okay, I'm going to bring out the Frightened Dwarf, which I kind of knew before we even started the session. Like the Frightened Dwarf was about to show up because we've talked about these dwarves that have gone down there. This is the way to kind of make things start to tie together, which is we've talked about that hasn't, right? So this is a tie to what we've talked about before. And then so you guys are leaving. I'm like, well, what am I gonna? I'm like, fuck. Of course he killed the wounded insect. He's been
Mhm.
surviving
Mhm.
under here. So it just turned into a perfect scene. And I'm telling you, for those of you that are making games out there and writing your own adventures for yourself, having that basket of tools that aren't specific to room 45, that aren't a random encounter table, just having those there ready to go, it's huge. It's really, really huge. So I'm glad my
Mhm.
depiction worked for
Yeah,
you
no,
there,
that
Brian.
landed really hard for me.
Good.
As far as wishes go, this may sound a little weird, but I am looking forward next session to having a really good, long, loud, in character argument among the four PCs
Yeah.
about what we're doing from here.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm going to tell you guys now, Sten is going to be angry and grumpier than you have ever seen him. It's all a character thing. I love you guys, but he's
Yeah.
going to be pissed off.
Up to 11.
Well,
huh?
and if anything, the dwarf just put gasoline on all of it, right?
I know.
Yeah. No, I completely get it. All right, last but not least, Nate.
Okay.
Really
I
put him
feel
in a
like
pickle.
I really want to go. I really want to go stars to Osric, because just walling up on 5 7 foot tall
Pretty
bug
badass.
monsters.
And I don't know about you guys, but I saw it. I
Uh-huh.
saw Ostrich standing in a wide stance,
Oh,
just
that's-
flailing that shield and just, you shall not pass.
Mhm.
But not directed, not just panicked and just, oh, I saw it too.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
it's very very heroic. Wishes. I'm ready to see how this resolves. Like,
Yeah.
I think we're getting to an interesting kind of crossroads. Like this really threw an interesting wrench in the works. So
And just to be clear, this has been 40 chess. I have set this all up to make sure it
Mm,
lands at
yeah.
episode 30.
oh yeah,
Good
it's
job.
brilliant of you.
It was the crossroad episode, and I knew,
Yep.
and I just
I know it's kind of poetic how it's gonna work out.
yeah, it's a big episode. All right, quick plugs on the podcast. Brian.
ascentofboardgames.com. We talk about board games every month. It's fun.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Nate.
Steam powered scoundrels for the Malifaux people still around here. We're silly.
I'm still amazed at how many Malifaux people stayed with me when I made that transition. Dave, what do you want to plug, buddy?
I'm going to plug a book called Nettle and Bone, which is by a North Carolina author. It's a fairy tale. It's just a modern fairy tale. It's really good. It's short, wonderful. Like your daughter might enjoy it at this point. It's awesome.
Yeah. How'd you
Yeah.
find it?
I was at a bookstore in a tiny little town at my friend's place, and I wanted to make sure I supported a small bookstore in this particular town because they have other cares that I wanted to support, and so I found a book that looked interesting and bought it.
That's cool.
Nice.
Jim, what are you plugging?
What am I plugging? I guess I'll plug 3 Minute in a War Game. They
Do
have
they
a
still
super cool
do they
podcast.
still put stuff out?
They every once in a while they're getting their
I
steam
love those
back together.
guys, but
They're getting back together. They're
Good.
getting a little more steam.
good because I miss them.
And
That's
they
good.
run a great little Discord. It's a nice little corner of the internet.
So, guys, August 17th, Thursday, August 17th, we're going to have episode 30. We actually have a lot to cover as characters in episode 30. We're also going to take some time to have a little bit of fun and to kind of celebrate this hell of a journey. You take 30 episodes, multiply it by 3 hours, and that's a lot of playtime that we've been, and goddamn, we've had fun. And we're still going to have fun. I don't want to make it sound like the end, but we got some fun things to do during the episode. It won't be just all actual play. It'll be a little bit of the 5 of us and all the fans in the chat and us having a good time. So make sure you mark your calendar for that. Definitely mark your calendar for Thursday, because that is episode 3 of Court of Blades. Brian and I are having probably more fun than you should playing a game. It's a Forged in the Dark game based off of, spin-off of Blades in the Dark, but it's a completely different feel and a completely different setting. And I'm a player, Brian's a player. Sean Drake, who co-created the game, is running the game, teaching Brian and I how to run. And when you can
Learned a lot.
when you can teach old dogs new tricks, you're doing a good job. He's a phenomenal GM. He's very different in a very good way. And I'm just having a great time. So make sure you tune in Thursday. All of you guys in the chat, God, I love seeing you, especially my friends in Germany and everything that, like, good Lord, go to bed. You don't have a holiday tomorrow. We do.
For sure. You don't have off tomorrow. It's not your holiday.
Exactly. All right. I love everybody. See you in August.
Good night,
Cheers.
everybody.
Night.
Howdy, friends. Thank you for watching. All our content is archived and organized in playlists on the Third Floor Wars YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you could like, follow, subscribe, and even set your notifications to this channel on YouTube and Twitch, we'd appreciate it, and it'll make sure that you catch all of our content. I talk with creators, designers, and experts across the gaming landscape in every episode of our podcast, Tabletop Talk. Open up your favorite podcatcher and search for Tabletop Talk from Third Floor Wars. Support your creators. They make the content you love, and it's your support that makes it happen. If you want to help us, go to Third Floor Wars on patreon.com, and you can help us for as little as $1 a month. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.